You were never meant to consume this much content. You were never meant to consume this much of anything, really. And I think it's become so normalized in today's society that people are obsessed with social media, with consuming content, whether that's through YouTube, Netflix, even short form content like TikTok, Instagram Reels. And it's created a society where you're always looking for the next scroll. You're always looking for that good scroll session, that doom scroll. And it really is toxic. It really is something that is not good for you. And I don't think enough people talk about that. How bad it is to consume so much. Now, don't get me wrong, when that doom scroll hits and you're watching that good YouTube video while you eat, it feels great. But I think that our brains are wired in such a way, or have been wired rather, that we fail to realize what's really going on. We're so addicted to that dopamine release of the short form content that it's really cooked our attention spans. I mean, if you look at it, I don't know if you have ever been sitting and watching a movie and you start to feel your attention span literally running out. I have felt that before, and it's like, wow, I am really struggling to watch a movie right now without checking my phone. That's really concerning. And maybe you don't feel that way. Maybe you think it's really not that deep. But I think that it's becoming a bigger and bigger issue, and I think it will only get worse. Today's society has really pushed this agenda of get things as fast as possible without having to wait, right? You look at like Amazon Prime, you can get things the same day. Or even going into restaurants, fast food has become more and more prevalent because it's so quick, not needing to wait so long for your food to be made, right? And I don't think people realize what's slowly happening to the world, that everything's slowly becoming automated. People want things to be instantaneous. And it really cooks our attention span. It cooks our attention span, our patience, our ability to wait in general. And I think it's doing a lot of harm, not only to us, but as a society as a whole. I completely forgot where I was going with this. Let me run this back and see where I started. Hold on. All right, found back where I was. What I was trying to make a point of here is that we are called to not consume as much as we produce. We're called to produce more than we consume. And what does that mean to produce, right? What does producing really mean? It's really in any kind of sense. You can look at that as, if I'm consuming so much content, I should be producing content as well. And this is where kind of purpose comes into play, right? As people, we feel that we lack a purpose when our consumption is greater than our production, right? So if we're constantly producing, we feel a sense of purpose. We're providing something to the world. Whereas if we're constantly consuming, it feels as if we're doing nothing, we're giving nothing. And it kind of feels like we have no purpose. So I think today's society is going into a very heavy consumption. It's become very consumerism heavy. And I don't think that's necessarily the fault of one particular person. I think that's a collective effort. But I think that we have lost sight of what it means to be a producer society and what implications that will have in the future for people. I think that people are losing sight of what it means to produce and provide something for the world. And I think very soon, if not already, we're seeing what that is doing to society. in so many different ways and so many different avenues, because I think that is really tied to a lot of things that we don't realize. And I think we're going to start seeing it more and more, become more and more prevalent in terms of this society is going to want everything to be instantaneous, and we're going to lose sight of what it means to be human in so many different ways. You as a person are called to produce. If you're constantly consuming, you're not providing anything to the world. You're not giving anything. You're not leaving anything in your name. Right? You're just kind of existing. And if you think about it, that's really a sad way to live. To give nothing to the world and to just exist in your own solitude. I think there's a lot more to life than just existing. And maybe you feel differently, but I think you'll find that the more you give and the more you provide for other people, the bigger your purpose will be and the more fulfillment you'll find in this life. Love.